My friend, here we get to talk Minions yet once again. Good to see you.
Hello, Dave.
All right, it's out there, people. I'm not spoiling anything. What I'm about to say, I think you know where I'm going. Who knew? But people know this is happening in this film. I'm not going to say the character or anything like that. But who knew George Lucas is a Minions fan? How did you pull that off? Again, spoiler free. George Lucas, how did you pull? I love the grin on your face, by the way.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not. I'm not particularly proud. It was just like it was thrown out there, and then it was as easy as Chris Meledandri, the producer. He knows him, so he texted him, and George said, yeah, of course. He was going through Paris 2 weeks later, and we recorded him for half an hour, and that was it. And the perfect story is that it's great having him in there in that particular spot. He's in a cinema exhibit, and he's the reason why. It's not very original, but he's the reason why I'm making movies is because when I was a child, I went to see Star Wars as a kid. I said, oh my God, the music, the special effects, the story, blah, 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 I loved it. And I started like buying all these making ofs and started drawing those monsters that, the Chewbacca and all these other weird creatures and ships. And that's when my passion for filmmaking started.
What a great story. I love that. I should point out, we didn't get to talk about this our last interview, but I am going to today. You are also the voice of all the Minions. How long does it take for you to come up with a word in Minion speak? I hear, my last name is Morales, so I hear some Spanish. You don't have to give me your secrets, but I'm just curious, how long does it take for you to come up with words and you go, oh, that's it?
I don't know. I know it's painful for me, just because I do the voices over the across the 3 years it takes for production to start and finish. So it's hard every time, and I need to write because I'm not only am I a bad actor, I think I'm also not a good ad-libber, and so I have to write because I'm going to have to repeat it a lot, and then out of that. Writing, and the hardest thing in there is actually to find the little melody that says like the true meaning of that sentence. It's not the words. The words are sometimes nonsensical. They don't even exist, or sometimes they do exist. But why in hell would I say Dua Lipa when I'm singing a song? I don't know. It's just like it sounds properly. It sounds proper. It sounds like it's correct, just because that little melody is sort of telling that plot point that I need to convey.
My friends and I, that we work on our show, The Backstage Experience, whenever we see one of these movies, we always walk out and we start talking like what we think the Minions are going to say. So to your credit, we love doing that. All right, let's close with this. Why do we love the Minions so much?
I don't know. I think multiple factors, and the main one being that maybe they were designed by Eric Guillon, the designer, in such a way that anybody could draw them, really, truly. It's like two colors when you draw. when I just like do yellow and blue, well, it feels like a Minion already, and I just have to add the eye. So it feels like there's a thing that the kids can immediately draw, and then I have a feeling that I discovered that I think these guys are kids also, in the way that they behave and the way they talk and the way they interact with each other or the world, and I think that might be the reason why maybe people like them a lot. It feels like people like kids, as weird as it sounds.
No, it's you nailed it right there. Amazing film. It's funny. I really enjoyed it. Perfect for the entire family. Great job. Fantastic to see you again, my friend. Congratulations to you, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.